Gunner?
I want to see him shed blocks and get down the line. I want to see that 4-7 agility get down the line. I want to see him track down a running back and stop a running back for short gain. We know he's got that initial push. I want to see what his lateral pursuit is like. I know he's going to be a freight train in terms of running over people straight ahead. But I want to see some of this agility that we've been hearing so much about, and him not being able just to stuff the run in the hole, but to also get to the outside, whether from tackle to tackle, and also contribute in defending the run that way as well.
All right, tonight, here's the question I have for you guys. We actually have a game tonight, which is exciting. Phillies and the Mets have a big one too. It's a good sports night tonight. But here's my question I have for you guys. Let's start with Hurts. What do we expect? What would you like to see from him tonight? Granted, keep this in mind. He's playing without his starting center, without his left guard. Okay? So keep that in mind. Or actually, I'm sorry, not left guard, his left tackle.
Yeah.
So you're without your center and your left tackle, Mylott and Kelsey. So what are we expecting to see? What would you like to see is the better question. What would you like to see from Jalen Hurts tonight? Barrett, I'll start with you on this one.
Number one, there won't be a lull as far as the offensive line. I think that Dillard will come in and prove himself to be a good player.
Okay.
He'll
Jurgens
play.
will hold his own.
And Jurgens will definitely hold his own. Like I said, we're playing the Jets. What I want from Hurts, I want to see him run the offense that's called for him. I want him to go through his reads. I want him to see things before it happens. I want to see his pre-snap. I want to make sure that he's on top of everything he needs to be on top of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not waiting. Getting the ball out on time, running the offense. You know what I'm saying? I know what he can do if the play breaks down. I already know that.
You're right.
I just want the offense to be ran. I mean, that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm not looking for 50 yards rushing. I want to see, go through your progressions. Like Barrett said, run the offense. I want to see some throws over the middle, some anticipation. I know he's not going to get a ton of these. If it's 4 or 5, I'm happy.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. I don't even care about points. I want to see drives. If somehow obviously I would like to see them finish in the red zone, but I want to see him move the ball up and down the field. And I want to see him, run the offense is a good way to put it. But I want to also see him be better with the things that we saw him struggle with last year. I have no doubt he can take off if he has to take off, but I want to see him go through progressions. Yeah. How about you, Derek?
I want to see him go through his progressions. I want to see him roll to his left and be more accurate throwing to his left. Like Barrett said, I don't care that 2/5 of the starting offensive line is not starting tonight because of the depth and the versatility they have. That should not be a problem. That's a rare luxury this team has. This offense should still be fluid. I want to see him get under center. I want to see him call some audibles. I want to see if he's understanding what he's seeing across the line of scrimmage from him. I want to know if they're going to give him the green light to call audibles at the line of scrimmage.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Okay.
See, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to fill in the blank.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for. See, I want to see him be more of a leader, having more of a command of the situation, and not just the offense, but commanding the presence around him when pieces start moving on defense. Now, we know it's going to be a lot of vanilla stuff because I go back to last night's game, and the first thing I'm waiting to see from a Wink Martindale Giants defense is, are they going to blitz like they're going to blitz? They didn't blitz at all, basically, in that game last night. Right. So, obviously, he's not going to unveil what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, he's not going to show his cards.
No.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
So, I expect this to be a lot of vanilla stuff tonight as well. But I want to see him get in a rhythm. I want to see him I want to see some quick passes over the middle, quick slants, quick outs. Keep the chains moving. Keep the chains moving, and make me feel a little bit better because we're only going to get a small sample. Make me feel a little bit better that all this progression we've heard Nick Sirianni and A.J. Brown talk about that he's made. I want to see some of that in a limited form tonight.
That's fair. Yeah, I think we're on the same page with this, and this is the way you form some good habits too. And if he's able to do that against a different defense that he doesn't see every single day, I think it'll build some confidence in him. And that could be big. Derek, you make a good point about rolling to his left if he has to. Even if I see him, look, I don't want to see him scrambling much. I don't want him in harm's way. But even if he scrambles that way, I'd like to see it because everything it feels like he's so has such a tendency to go right with everything.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that would be
Hey,
that
look,
would. I saw it too, man. You talking about GG, man?
yeah, John
Something's wrong
Dickerson.
with-
No, Dickerson.
no.
Like, hey, you want to see the MILF section cheering for Zach Wilson? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
These guys love that
Come
Zach
on,
Wilson
man.
story, man. They love it, man.
I love Gigi. I love the Gigi comment. He said he decided to see the new umbrella for.
Oh my goodness! Enjoy it while you can. It won't be here long.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. All right, so that's Hurts. Let's go, Jalen Reagor. Now, keep in mind, you know, you have we won't see. I don't think, at least. Correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen Devontae Smith in a while. There's no way we're seeing him in this game tonight.
No.
So there are going to be opportunities, right? I would guess that your ones are likely going to be AJ Brown and Quez and or Zach Pascal, but that means increased reps early for Jalen Reagor.
Right.
I want to see Jalen Reagor make plays. I'm going to keep it as generic as that.
No question about it.
Catch the ball a couple times, break a tackle, show me that you are the yards after catch guy that we were sold on when you came out of TCU. And I also want to see you in the return game. Punt return, kick return. Give me a little something, man.
That'll be the only way he makes the team if he goes out there and excels at punt return. He's going to have to show that he can do something on as far as special teams, or else he's going to be in trouble because the expectation on him on offense, I can't see them saying that, all right, this is the way he's going to make the team. You know, consider the fact that the talent that they have right now, they're already 4 deep, and you know you can't be dead weight. Especially at that position, you can't be dead weight.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to make sure that you have a great special teams. Just because you got, you know, Covey's just breathing down his neck right now. Tough. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They love him in the slot. They don't just like him as a kick returner, but they love Covey at the slot position also.
I watched the Rose Bowl. You guys are going to kill me. So I was flipping around, and the replay on the Big Ten Network was the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
And I watched the kick return that he took to the house. What's most impressive about it in the Rose Bowl it is when he gets to sort of the second level, there's some real speed there. Like really fast dudes who had angles on him couldn't catch him in the second level. So anyway, I'm with you, Barrett. But I also want to see him do something in the offense too, man. Like I want to see him just make a couple plays. I'm talking like just for his own confidence, his own edification, for Jalen Hurts is not afraid to throw it to him because they have upgraded that position in a big way, man. And his most likely path to a job is in the return game for sure. But I
don't think you're going to see Reagor break many tackles. That's because of his body type. He's not a break tackle kind of guy. I want to see him get separation. That's what I want to see. I want to see him get separation, tuck and run. Yeah, tuck and run. That's what I want to see him do. I want to see him be a smarter football player with the ball. I want to see him secure the ball. And you're right. I want to see him, you know what, more so than returning a punt, I want to see him be more confident and sure in fielding a punt.
Receiving it, yeah.
Yes. We know he can get the yak if he gets a seam. Because I'm going to tell you, last year, it wasn't just a job, it was an adventure watching him field punts. And I want to see if he's improved in that area.
Yeah. No, look, it's hard for me to shake the image of him in that Tampa game, and what happened back there with him returning kicks. All right, let's go Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, who made the highlight with the Cam Jurgens thing, where he just bull rushed him back. What are we expecting out of him tonight? How much time do you think we'll see with him in that mix with the ones and the twos? Does he get a couple quarters here, or does he get a quarter? How much do we see him?
At least a half. And what I want to see from him is to be somebody's just going to take up real estate. His sole purpose is to be right there in the middle of that defense, keep his linebackers clean, reestablish a new line of scrimmage. That means push whoever he has in front of him, push him back 3 yards into the backfield on run plays, collapse the pocket on pass plays. That's what they're paying him to just be a brute right there in the middle of that defense, man. Space eater. That's all he is, a space eater.
All right, got it.
I want to see him shed blocks and get down the line. I want to see that 4.7 agility get down the line. I want to see him track down a running back and stop a running back for short gain. We know he's got that initial push. I want to see what his lateral pursuit is like. I know he's going to be a freight train in terms of running over people straight ahead. but I want to see some of this agility that we've been hearing so much about, and him not being able just to stuff the run in the hole, but to also get to the outside, whether from tackle to tackle, and also contribute in defending the run that way as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, I think that's fair. I want to see Barry. You're right. I mean, ultimately, one of his jobs is going to be just to eat up people, let other people make plays. But I do want to see him show off all those assets that he has. I mean, it's great that he's got gigantic size. But yeah, Derek, you're right. Side to sideline, be disruptive is what I want to see more than anything else. It doesn't have to necessarily result in a tackle for him or a sack, but just be disruptive is what I want to see from Jordan Davis. Let's go to Nakobe Dean. It's been kind of a quiet camp for him, right? I mean, for the most part, in part because he's got guys that are really good ahead of him. And that's a good problem to have if you're the Eagles. But we also know that he's a very smart guy. He knows all three positions. He's a guy who's got instincts for the game. The concern is size a little bit, and it certainly can he hold up health-wise. But I would imagine we get a couple quarters of action from him tonight, right? At least from Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot. I mean, a lot of work from him. You know, special teams. He'll get a little burn with the twos, and I just want to see him go out there and make plays. I mean, we know he's a smart player. We know that he understands the game. He's gonna be where he's gonna be within the framework of what the defense is telling him to do. But I want to see him get there. I want to see him get there with an attitude. I want him to show me that, you know, hey, I'm here to kick some butt, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hear my size is detrimental to me being in the NFL. I'm going to show you what size means to me. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely nothing, because I'm about to just tear this whole thing up. I want to see him rock and roll, man. Period. I want to see Ray Lewis-esque type of stuff, bro.
The small linebacker has made a name for themselves in the National Football League in the last 10 years. If Nakobe Dean is what he was at Georgia, there's no excuse for him not being able to make plays, especially rushing a quarterback in passing down situations. I don't know how much he's going to play. You know, he's been so quiet in training camp. I wonder what they're thinking with him in terms of what he can and cannot do yet. But he needs to be out on the field. Make your mistakes now. Whatever mistakes you're going to make them now, correct them, and move forward, which will make you a much better player in about a month from now.
I want to see versatility. I want to see a guy who can cover. I want to see a guy who has good instincts in the running game. I just everything that we saw at Georgia, I want to see that translates to the NFL game, and I believe it will. It may not right now, but I think it will eventually for him. Look, we got to understand it takes guys time sometimes. I mean, Barrett, you were there in '98 with Trotter. I think you were still there at that point.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything, you know,
Nothing.
and he was totally.
Well, he was doing it in practice.
Okay, right. Game time. I mean, he was just a non-factor, and we'll tell you that himself. We had him on the show, and he talked about it. So I'm not panicked if he doesn't come out and doesn't light the world on fire. But I would like to see him early show a little bit of how we saw at Georgia.
Put it like this: Nakobe Dean is almost the same size as Ray Lewis when he first got in the league. Ray didn't start getting big until the latter part of his career when he started getting heavier.
Right.
But he was Nakobe Dean's size. Well, he was an inch taller than Nakobe. Mm-hmm. You know, Ray Lewis was 6'1". Nakobe's 6 foot. He came in the league about 235. I think that's how. Let me see how big, how much Nakobe Dean weighs. Because I'm thinking he's not much smaller, you know, than Ray Lewis was when he first got in the league. You have to see he's 231. Ray Lewis was 235. You know what I'm saying? Same size.
231. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
that's and everybody's saying he's small. He's just short.
Right.
If you say 6 foot is short, but 6 foot is like the average linebacker size these days. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at White down there in Tampa Bay. He's the same size he is.
Yep.
So I need to see him go out there and make the same effects that he had in college. Do the same thing. Football is football is football. Mm-hmm. They just changed the terminology up. Guys get bigger, stronger, and faster. But he's up here with the big boys now, so he's got to be a big boy. So I look for some great things from him. I don't know if he's going to be able to break the lineup, you know, especially the way TJ Edwards is playing. But there's no reason why he shouldn't play and get some reps.
The light switch goes on for young players at different intervals in their young career.
Exactly.
Some adapt quicker. Some may take 3, 4, 5 games into a season until they fully get comfortable in terms of what their assignments are, what their purpose is, understanding what they're looking at across the line of scrimmage. You know, to a certain degree, you're right, Barry. Football is football, but the games are more the games are more sophisticated at this level than they are in the college ranks. For the most part, you know what teams are going to do. You know, like you look at Ohio State, you know they're going to run the ball down your throat. Or Wisconsin's going to run the ball down your throat. You know, a team like Alabama is going to be a pro offense team. You're better acclimated playing teams like Alabama and Florida because you get more diversity in terms of what you're looking at from a defensive perspective. Hopefully, Nakobe Dean doesn't take as long as some young players take to get acclimated to their new environment. There's no question he has the athleticism. Now, can he put it together with all the mental concepts that will be thrown at him as well?
Yeah. Last one, and then we're going to dive into guys that really need to play well in these preseason games who are, you know, bubble type players. But what are you looking for from Jurgens tonight, Barrett, as he goes with the ones with no Kelsey, at least until the season opener?
Consistency. You know, they're going to help him with the calls. You know, he knows the offense well enough that he'll be able to make the basic calls. If they start blitzing, I'm sure that, you know, say a mile on those guys, you know, if they would redirect the mic or, you know, something like that to help the quarterback out, you know, they'll help him do that. But I want to see consistency from him. I want to get a consistent snap, number one. I know it sounds like, oh, that's easy. But, you know, being a center, man, that's one of the hardest things in the world, just being able to consistently snap and the ball stay in the same place every single play. You know, that's
yeah, it's the ultimate. I mean, that's the foundation of everything right there.
People don't realize how hard that is. You know, which is why, you know, I think that when you look down at Tampa Bay, he's gonna suffer a little bit from not having Jenkins in there. What's his name? Oh my goodness.
They're Jensen.
Ryan Jensen not being there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you have a center that you trust, you tend not to worry about where the snap's going to be. So he's got to consistently get it back there every single time at the same place. So the quarterback doesn't have to worry about the snap, securing the snap, and then running the play. You know, so that's what I want from him. I already know he's a dog. He's nasty. He's going to finish plays. He's going to get to the second level. He's going to do all those things that we drafted him to be, that Kelsey's taught him to be. But I just need a consistent snap. Everything else to take care of itself.
How about you, Derek?
When they start running the RPOs and the stretch runs, I want to see him get downfield. I want to see how quick he can get to the second level to extend the running play. You know, if Kelsey handpicked him to be his heir apparent, then I want to see exactly what he is. Obviously, you don't get to see it in practice. To a certain degree, you do. But now that the bullets are flying for real, I want to see how quick he is off that initial pop and get to the second level to take out a linebacker, get down the field, maybe take down a safety as well. I want to see if he has that, you know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I don't know.
Because Kelsey may have done that better than any center that's ever lived.
Well, Kelsey early in his career didn't. He started doing it a lot better in the latter stages of his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he had to go through all this undersized center, overpowered by D tackles, you know, then all of a sudden something switched for Kelsey. And all of a sudden, he became one of the premier centers in the National Football League. And how many games did we see highlights of him down the field, leading away from Miles Sanders, killing guys, just freight training guys?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's what I'm going to see if Cam Jurgens can do as well.
Okay. All right. Just a couple guys. So when we come back, we're going to dive into bubble players or players you really need to see step up if they want to get a lot of playing time this year, maybe potentially backups. Look, it's a good problem to have if you're the Eagles. There's a lot of positions I'm looking at that we'll dive into where, you know, normally these guys would make the team. This year, maybe not. So we'll get into that when we get back on our expectations for tonight's game against the Jets a little later. Matt Lombardo is going to be joining us. Matt is the senior NFL writer at Heavy on Sports. We'll talk to Matt not only about the Eagles, the Giants, the NFC East, the NFC in general, the AFC. We're going to go run all through the league with Matt. A little later after that, we will get into some quarterback competitions, what week 6 of the NFL, what the schedule looks like. Phillies, big series tonight against the Mets, and they may be without one of their better players this year for a little bit too. So we'll get into that, as well as a little Antonio Brown letter of goodbye to himself and DJ Moore playing Peacemaker. You don't want to go anywhere. We're going to have all of that when we get back. Don't move. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks. Rob Ellis, yes. And let me tell you a little bit about look, finances are critical, right? We work really hard in our lifetime, and you want to be set up nicely come retirement time or later in life. That's for sure. All right. And I have the person for you. His name is Jim Murray of Principal Financial Group. I can tell you through my own experience, a lot of trials and tribulations. I've gone through other people before, and I wasn't happy, but I found the right person this time around to help me with my IRA, my 401k rollovers, just my general investing that I wasn't all that sure about. Jim was there to answer every single one of my questions. Now, for you, it could be, you try to set up benefits for your business. You're looking for a 401k review, an insurance review, whatever the case may be. Jim is there to help you, and he's helped me greatly. 610-996-4751. That's how you reach him. Grab a pen.